delay. We just had a couple of tiny little techie problems. I've just seen Nikki. Nikki's in the studio, so I'm going to bring her in a minute, and then you'll be able to hear her. Thank you for being here. We're only a couple of seconds late, so let me bring Nikki in. As you know, Nikki is, or if you don't know, Nikki is the amazing founder of a beautiful, luxury, gorgeous, the most incredible candles that I've ever smelt. And I have ever seen, and they're the longest lasting. She's the founder of Nostara, and we are gonna introduce you to her. I can't wait to hear her story. So here she is, the one and only Nikki.
Hello. You made it. I'm so sorry. Gosh, something.
Oh, it's all right, sweet. We like to ride things on the what is it? Ride it on the sheet of our pants. I don't know what.
Something like that. Something like that.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Things are a little hectic because it's Christmas and everybody's at home, so everybody's thinking about home things, and it's been a little manic. I mean, it's great. Don't get me wrong. I'm absolutely loving it. But yeah, things are and little things like that coming on just before I'm thinking, oh my God, it's stressful.
I'm so busy, and then I can hear you creeping into hubby going, oh, can you just help me? And he's like,
that was my son.
Oh, brilliant. It's a family business, huh?
He's got his headphones on and he's working. I said, can you hear me? He said, oh, I'll just take a quick bathroom break and get downstairs. Bless him. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Oh. Now, we met at a networking group, didn't we? Originally. And that's probably about a year ago now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's got to be.
Must be
about a year. I've been involved in a networking group for about 2-3 years, I suppose. And I came down to the Bournemouth one because I'm actually in Somerset and met you there, I think. Yeah. So
amazing.
Yeah.
And I think the wonderful thing is, we're going to, introduce you. I want to see everything that you've got because you've just grown and grown and grown. And your passion and putting your product out there, to even not only inspire other women to have, or even to inspire them to have a business, that's what I want to share. And also for people who've never experienced your candles it's not just candles. I know that you've got the incense, haven't you? You've got so many.
Yeah, we do room sprays and candles. So yeah, it's grown, to be honest. It's been fantastic. The growth has been great. So yeah, I'm really, really fortunate.
So where did it all begin? Yes, your children had grown up. Yeah. And it was almost like, now what? Now a lot of women are in that situation,
Yeah. So my previous life, I was a primary school teacher. So always loved teaching. I really did. It was a real passion of mine. I always wanted to be a teacher. So I taught reception class. So that's 4 and 5-year-olds for many years. And then when my children were of that same age, where I was teaching children at one school and they were at another school, it became increasingly more difficult to see what they were doing, really. So I was missing out on their, assemblies and things like that. And it was a really hard thing, loving children. It was really hard to not feel that pressure. So I was very fortunate, and I became a stay-at-home mum. I did things work in the evenings so that I could do that, but I was very lucky. And I did that for many years. I was really happy being at home, looking after the house, looking after the boys, doing my little extras when I could. And then, of course, they grew up and they really don't, they do need me. My eldest Ed is 22. My youngest Ollie is 20. So they do need me, but they don't need me like they used to. So I guess when Ed went to uni, it was like, right, this is my time. What am I going to do? And I've always been really passionate about fragrance. I've always loved fragrance. So I sort of researched quite a lot and decided that I wanted to go into home fragrance. Had loads of mad ideas and crazy ideas, but decided that actually home fragrance was the way I was going to go. And then just investigated and searched out some really good people that knew their stuff. And I've been really lucky in that sense, because the support that I've got from various people around the UK has been, and actually mostly locally, I have to say, has been brilliant. I couldn't have asked for any more support.
Can I just stop with the lucky bit? I don't agree with that. I'm really sorry. I just don't. It's like, if you didn't have what it took for your passion to try and try and try, you cannot tell me throughout this whole journey before you even launched that you haven't tried and failed and 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 tried and failed.
Yeah.
And even now, it's still a journey.
It totally is. You are absolutely right. We have had, I mean, when we first launched, you know, before we even launched, there were a lot of challenges, because being new to business and not really knowing that market either. I mean, it is a hugely crowded market. So anybody that spoke to me to begin with was like, what are you doing? There are so many candle companies out there, and there are. But yeah. I always feel like everybody wants something different. Everybody's looking for something new. And I just wanted to create something that I liked and I would buy. So when we first started looking at the logo and everything like that, we hired thinking that we were doing the right thing. We hired a big named company in London to help us. And do you know, when you start looking, you know, we had this dialogue with them, and it was okay, you know, things were going okay, and then it was like, oh, I don't really like that. Maybe I'm very fussy, I don't know, and I am a bit of a perfectionist, I do know that. But I just we didn't click, and we'd spent a lot of money with them, and we decided that actually it was time for us to move away. So we stepped away from that company. We'd spent a lot of money with them, and we've done a lot of work.
Isn't that hard? You've
really
invested so much, trusting somebody who you think they're in London, they know their stuff. Absolutely. You know, they do obviously a great marketing job on themselves to sell themselves, and then can't come up with the goods. And I just think that's terrifying. And a lot of people, you put your money in, and then it's almost like the fear of, you don't want to lose that money's gone, and it hasn't then resulted in anything. And it's like, you don't want to then spend another lot of money, but your head's just, that space in your head is just like, how on earth? And then to be brave enough to pull away from that, just knowing, probably in your gut, knowing that there is
total gut feeling of like, oh my God, this really isn't working. And it was a really hard decision, you know, we really thought long and hard, but actually it was totally the right decision, because then we found someone that literally lives 3 miles away, and they really got where we were coming from. So it was great. It was really good. But that was a really big learning curve, and it's something that I've sort of stuck with as I've been, you know, as I've gone on the journey of the last 3 years, is listen to your gut, because most of the time you are right. I mean, occasionally, you know, we're not perfect. We all get things wrong, but I think if it really is keeping you awake at night and it's not working for you, then don't do it. So that was a big learning curve for us. But I know you wanted to talk about where the name came from, and
it's everything, isn't it? It's just like for my brain, it's like, you've got a candle, okay. But I think I it's not about that for me. It's like, it's a soya based, isn't it? Is it soya based? So it's like, so I really understand that to be, so it's longer lasting. You don't get the, you know, it's environmentally friendly. We know of all the really nasty, cheap ones out there, which literally blacken your whole room.
Absolutely.
Because everybody loves a candle, because I'm a candle lover. So it's like, and then you're going to go through it, then the smell's rubbish, and then it's like, you know, so yes, you know, for me to even say to people, try a luxury brand, try your brand, because it's like, it's just going to change you up completely. Yes, you can buy one, you know, that's really cheap, but it's nasty, it's not environmentally friendly. But I want to know, I mean, we know that, but I want to know, I like to make then a candle with all that in mind. How on earth do you go and then you've got the most amazing, you know, like,
and I know you'll say you can't say you're really lucky, but
stop it. No, you're not allowed. No.
I was reading an article. I had the Harrods magazine, comes every so often, and I like looking through it and things. And I was reading an article in there, right, this is like before we even got going, about somebody that hand pours candles in the Southwest. It's an article all about him. And I just reached out to him and contacted him and said, look, I'm really interested in finding out a little bit more. You know, I don't know anything about the industry. I don't know anything about, you know, what to use, etc. I knew I wanted to go down the environmentally friendly route and the sustainable route. And he was great, because he said, come and have a chat. So I did. And how lucky is that? Because, sorry,
it's not lucky.
How great is that? Because
you reached out, you did the work.
Yeah. So, and he is still a really great supporter. And I talked about the soy, and he said it's a really, why it's so is because it burns really well. It holds the fragrance, so it actually gives a really good scent throw. So if you're buying one of the cheap candles from the supermarkets or anywhere else, a lot of them will say they're blended soy wax. Now, basically what that means is that they've got 98% paraffin, which is the nasty stuff, and probably a little bit of 2% soy. But because they are claiming that it's blended, people think, oh, that's good. And they see the word soy. Mine are 100% soy. So nothing else goes in there except this really good quality soy wax. And it is fantastic because actually it lasts so much longer than any of the paraffin wax. That's why a lot of companies use paraffin, because it burns so quickly. So people are getting through their candles really quickly and needing another one.
Yeah, but there's a market of people out there definitely to go, Jeff, sick of looking for another candle.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And your smells are completely and utterly different.
Yeah.
So how on earth, I've got no clue, right? And obviously don't give any tips away, but it's like, I don't even logically know how you would even put a perfume in a candle. I haven't got a clue.
No.
and that must go on, because I can remember I'm sorry, and forgive me, I don't know all the names. What's that lovely black? It's like a very manly.
Leather and vetiver. This one.
Pardon?
Leather and vetiver.
Leather and vetiver.
Smoky and all that sort of thing. So again, I to learn all this, because I didn't know about how to make fragrance. I knew I loved fragrance. I knew what I liked, what I didn't like. So I contacted a perfumer who actually lives very locally to me. She's only in Glastonbury, and she's an award-winning perfumer. So I'm really, really pleased. I'm really well done. I really thought about that. Very pleased to meet her, and she gave some really good development days. So she went through how you create a fragrance, learning about the different notes within the fragrance, and then we started creating our own. So how fantastic is that? Because all the fragrances are bespoke to Nostara, so they're all ours, which is a massive plus point for us as a business. A lot of companies, you know, will just buy them. You can buy them off the shelf, you know, and they're cheap as chips. But ours are, because they use essential oils and because we're using quality essential oils, they are more expensive. But that's what you want. You want a really good quality fragrance. So it's all about choosing the right things to put together to create the package that you want. And I think. Yeah, I mean, the fragrance part of it has honestly been the best part ever. Excuse me, that's my it's my printer going behind me. I don't know whether you can hear it.
Yes, what working we work. We had children yesterday. I had the cat jump on me. You know, it's just normal. It's just what we do.
Just how it is. So I think for me, and being quite a perfectionist and loving the sort of looking at how the packaging is and all that sort of thing, I was really adamant that everything that went in this candle and in this diffuser was going to be top notch and was going to be really good and was going to deliver what it says it's supposed to deliver. Because I am a luxury brand, I can't expect people to spend a decent amount of their money on something that doesn't deliver, and I wouldn't either. So I think that's that. You know, the journey itself has been unbelievable, and I've learned so much and had so much fun along the way doing it. It's not been all, you know, it's been a really lovely time.
Just for anybody of our listeners there today, if anybody's got any questions, please put them in the comments to ask Nikki, because we've got Nikki right here, right now. And if anybody's got a burning question, I think it's just so lovely to have interaction and you know, see if anybody's got any questions. So how did this beautiful name come about? Because it's so unusual.
Right, yes, so that is also a really tricky thing to do, because no, I'm not going to say that. It's tricky because I think when you're looking for a name, you're looking for something that looks nice on the packaging. My husband's just come in to get his work, so I'm going to pass it over to him. Sorry. And you're looking for something that inspires people and screams luxury as well. So Nostara is based on the goddess of Ostara, the goddess of spring and new beginnings. So it was my new beginning. My birthday's in spring, so it all connected really, and it all just fell into place, and it was wonderful because I love it. I love the name. I really do. And I think that was another thing, that you have to love what you're doing and be really passionate about it for it to, you know, sell, for you to be able to sell it.
Absolutely.
And so that was great. That was so good. And then we were able to get Nostara.com for our website, which makes a massive difference, because you don't want anything other than that when you're trying to build a brand. So
and all your social media, definitely.
So it was really good. It was really good.
What do you think the hardest bit's been for you over the journeys?
I think probably managing suppliers has been really hard. Everything we source is sourced in the UK, so we haven't gone on a slow boat from China to get
I love that.
Everything is in the UK. So many people, you know, I think it's really hard not to do that, because it is so much cheaper. You know, it really is. Anyway, and it's just managing those, and when something comes in and it's not quite right, so we ordered our packaging. Now, who knew that grey, if you're going to start a brand, don't choose the colour grey.
Oh, really? Why? I love grey.
I know, I love grey, which is why we chose it. But it's actually a really hard colour to print.
Oh.
Because you can get green grey, you can get blue grey, you can get and the actual, when we first got our boxes through, they were all a little bit green. We were like,
oh, it's a green grey.
It's a greeny grey, and it wasn't anything to do with our designers or us or anything. It was like, it's just the printing sometimes comes out slightly.
Wow, isn't that?
So the grey, that's been an issue. Then we had issues with our glassware, where they suddenly changed the glassware, which meant that the lids no longer fitted. And of course you design your boxes, so my boxes all come with a little liner, because I really like I like liners and boxes because I think it adds a little bit of luxury. So they all come with a little liner, but of course then once you change the glassware and you change the lid and you change everything, the boxes don't fit. So it's sort of, so there have been
that through the journey. That's incredible, isn't it?
I don't think you'd meet any company out there or anybody building their brand that wouldn't say that suppliers and managing, checking all the time that the quality's there, because that's what you want. You don't want anybody to feel like you slipped on the quality. So that is really important. The packaging has been a real journey because I sort of knew what I wanted. So for me, that was, I wanted rose gold because I love rose gold. And then I wanted grey. So that was so lovely as well, doing that with the designers. It's such a lovely thing to be able to do. And I'm super pleased with how it's turned out and what it looks like, and I think people do like the packaging. They say, it just does look, it's a bit different to anything else that's out there as well. And that's
what we all want as well, don't we? We want luxury, we want something a bit different. Now, can people come direct, or is it only in certain stockists? Or
no, I have a website. So I have a website, nostara.com, that people can come straight to.
So I can put that in the link later. So that's fantastic.
I will give you a little code as well, so that people can have a little discount if they'd like.
Oh, wow.
I think probably this year has moved on so much more because we haven't been able to do fairs or exhibitions or anything like that. So last year, basically, we were on the road the whole time, or nearly every weekend.
Wow.
This time last year, I don't think I was away more than I was home.
Wow.
And it's probably been really good for me, although lockdown is horrible and nobody wants to be in this position. For me, it's made me focus on my online sales and make sure that my website's working for me, because I've had to focus on that. And we've all had to go on social media and I quite like social media. It's the bane of my life, but I also quite like it.
I think everybody would agree, especially in business. Yeah.
Tell
us about the new one, because I haven't smelled this one, the winter one. Oh, it's red. Oh!
So I have to say, this has just flown out. I am flabbergasted. That's the word that I will use. But it's really sold so well. It's everything that you want in a Christmas candle, I would say. It's all very traditional. It's all Christmas spices. It's all cinnamon. It's all those lovely warm and cozy notes that you want. And this one has a silver lid, so it's slightly different. But it is just gorgeous, and it will burn for 40 hours. Wow. So you get 40 hours out of that one. And then we do our little ones, which is just here. I've lit it actually because I like to have one burning on my place, and that's burns for 15 hours. Still packs a punch. It's still very good.
Have I got this right or wrong? I hope I haven't got it wrong. Do you do travel ones? Did you do a travel one at one time? That's the travel one. I thought you did. Yeah.
It's a little tiny one. But actually, it burns. It really, really works really well. It will literally fill a room, and it's 15 hours, so you get quite a lot out of it. But if you want a little bit more and you want a little bit more presents, I always say this is the one to go for. We don't do the diffuser in the Christmas yet because our diffusers last about 4 to 6 months.
Oh wow, that's hilarious, isn't it? So it's not October and go till March.
And they look like this, but we use soy. So soy is a great product again because it doesn't evaporate like alcohol, because most diffusers use alcohol and it will just evaporate in a few weeks' time or a month's time, whereas we use soy, but they just last forever, literally.
I absolutely love a diffuser, and I've not tried yours yet, so that's definitely going to be on my list because they reduce just so quickly, and you've got to you have to have quality, and I think everybody knows that now, don't they? If you buy it cheaper, it's not going to last, and it's like clothes. You get some one-off pieces that are quality. And
a little top tip
Yes, please.
Yeah, so I give you 12 reeds. A lot of companies only give 6, but I give you 12. So you can play with the fragrance throw. So the more reeds you put in, the bigger the scent throw in the room.
No way.
Yeah. So if you just put 6 in, I only put 6. Say you put it in a bathroom, I always only use 6 in a bathroom, so you don't need any more scent throw. But if you're putting it in a larger kitchen or in a lounge or a sitting room, put all 12 in. And every few days, literally lift up and turn the reeds over.
Yeah, brilliant.
A lot of people
knew about putting 12, and you're right. Every other, I've never known what any company put 12 in ever. So here's a tricky question for you. We've got a great comment. I think it's from your sister. I hope you have some left for your sister. My favourite ever. No, Karen, I'm buying them. They're mine.
She keeps messaging me and saying, "You have got some left, haven't you? You have got some left." I said, "Yes, I have. Don't worry."
You haven't. No. Question. So if somebody was going to decide, this is a tricky one now.
Yeah.
Between a candle or a diffuser for then the maximum of the scent.
Oh, now that is a tricky one. Because
you would say both. Yeah.
I would say both. But what I would say is if you want instant hit, so you're sat of an evening and you want that sensation of a scent in your home, or you're having friends round or anything like that, then it's got to be a candle.
Wow.
Because that will give you that immediate thing. And also, it's a weird thing, but people see a candle, they go, oh, they sniff, but it's like they sort of connect. Whereas the diffusers will fill your home, they really will.
Yeah.
But you tend to notice them because what I do is I zone my house. A lot of people have one fragrance for a home. So say you love bergamot and black tea, you might put that everywhere in your home. I like to zone. So in my hall, I have leather and vetiver. In my kitchen, I have bergamot and black tea. And in my lounge, I have burnished amber. Upstairs, and I have different zones. So that when I go from room to room, I can distinguish the fragrance.
Yeah. I love that.
I mean, there are some people out there that don't like burning a candle, and that's fine. That I have had a lot of conversations where ladies have said, I'm not allowed to burn my candles. And a lot of people say they don't want candles in their children's rooms or anything like that. The diffusers are great for teenage boys' bedrooms, I have to say.
I was literally, I've got 2 boys, one of 15.
Oh, nice.
And one of 10.
Absolutely.
Honestly. Yeah. But that's why obviously it's a personal choice, but it's really good to get the information of I do have a different one in the bedroom to then, if I would put it into the lounge. Absolutely. And so people can then on the website see your range.
Yes, absolutely. So everything is on there, and there's also a section which is explore fragrances. So you can have a little look and see what your fragrance is. It shows all the notes within the fragrance. Wow. What I always say to people, if anybody's unsure, they can just direct message me either on Facebook or Instagram, and I will respond. Because a lot of people it is harder buying online. Fragrance is hard to buy online, but we can't get into the shops to try them. No, nothing's open.
I can absolutely say I love the leather and vetiver one. It's a very manly. For me, I'd probably put that in the bedroom. I don't know why.
It is. It is very rich and dark, but it's gorgeous. We nicknamed it many moons ago the Mandel, because it's basically a dream man in a candle. Because it is literally like you go, oh, I need to think of that.
And your audience is definitely not women. Yeah. It's definitely women, your audience, which is great. Are you all right?
Oh, I've lost you.
Have you? I'm still here. We're still here.
Strange noise.
No, still here. Still good. I can hear the noise.
I've got a very strange noise on my phone. It's making it very loud.
I can hear it actually.
I might have to leave and come back in, or
Yeah.
leave and come back in.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Good. Do that. Oh, bless. I love it. Isn't it just good? Technical problems, and it's just reality of the day. I know Nikki's down in Somerset, so not that there's a problem down there, but still. Isn't it fascinating? Has anybody got any other questions that they want to ask her? I'm fascinated. As you know, well, you probably, do you buy candles? Have you bought a luxury brand before? Let me know. What's your favorite? Because Nikki might be able to help you. If you buy a certain brand of somewhere else, then she might be able to link it with one of hers. Isn't that fantastic that she's going to put an offer? So the offer I will put, I don't know what the offer, there'll be a code. So not only will I put the website there, then I'll put the code there too. Bless her, I think she's trying. Yay, she's trying to come back in. How lovely.
Sorry about that. Are you there? Hello. Sorry about that. I had like a horn sound come off on my phone. Yeah, it was like, well, literally. So whether it overheated, I don't know.
I can see your face, and I'm thinking, no, I can still hear you, but you're like, your face is like, oh, what's going on? But I just said that you were in Somerset for now, so you know.
In the middle of nowhere.
But I mean, we were going to wrap it up really anyway, unless you wanted to, you know, mention anything else.
No, I'm very happy. That was lovely to chat.
It's great, and it's great. Yeah, and it's just great to be able to share your luxury product. And well done, well done. Because I know it takes incredible hard work and vision and tenacity, and for anybody, even, you know, it might not even be candles, but for any business, it's just so inspiring listening to another woman who's tried and failed and tried, and still we still have those. But I think, do you know what I think? To the day we die, we always learn something new every single day. And you know, you're so passionate and so committed, and you bring great joy. I know there's a couple of my friends that they're stockists actually.
Okay. Yeah.
So I go there and I'm like, oh, and then you know, so I want to share that with you, because it's like when you go into that room, you know, even with the candles, it's just like you can smell it forever. And so
and I think everybody needs a little treat every so often, and I think it is a way of treating ourselves. It is a way of making us feel good. I think at the moment, we all need a little bit of that.
We really do.
And it's such a lovely gift to receive as well, because it's like, it's the gift that just keeps on giving, because it's not gone in seconds. It's you know, lasting, and a lot of people keep them for special occasions. I always say burn them. You get 40 hours out of them. Just burn them.
We only live once. But I really get that. It's like Christmas is coming, and I think the older that we get, and like, you know, for gift giving, I really get, sometimes we do, and you'll have done it in the past. It's almost like, let's do the flowers and the chocolate route, but we know that disappears. So
absolutely,
like that. And to have a gift of just something luxurious that either you wouldn't buy for yourself, but you would want to gift to somebody. I just think it's such a delight. Thank you so much for even a code as well.
I will. I'll message you that in a minute.
That is just so kind. You don't need to do that.
No. I really appreciate it. No.
Thank you. And thank you for being on. And it's just lovely. And I, you know, maybe in a year's time, we can revisit this and you might have another launch of another, you know,
there are more to come.
That's great. I just want to tell people about what's on tomorrow. Very bizarrely, or very brilliantly, I've got a local company tomorrow. Rebecca Harrison will be joining me, and I don't know if you've heard of her, but very similar with your. She's a perfumery, so she's designed actually her own perfume, and it's called Vine's House. So how lovely to link in! But
that's really lovely. Yeah,
and very local, like literally Wimborne. So I can't wait. So it's a nice, you know, luxury brands, and I just think it's fascinating how you women just do all this stuff. I really do. It's just incredible. So thank you all. I'll see everybody 12 at noon. See you soon tomorrow. Thank you, Nikki, so much. I love Nostara.
All right.
Thanks for being you. Cheers. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.